Hey everyone, this is video number 3 of the series of videos that we've been creating. What we're going to be talking about today is creating programs in Contrologix. So a few of the first things that we need to figure out. One, obviously, you guys remember in the first one, we created tags. We set this up in the first video, our chassis. Then in our second video, I showed you how to create tags. And we created some tags that are pretty common in every program. A start, a stop, a green light, a red light, and a latch. So in this video, we're going to show you how to make a routine or a program. So we go here to main task, main program, main routine. Now we have to put in some logic. Up here is where you will get all of your logic. There's lots of different ones out here. We'll try to go over a bunch of these, as many as we can in our videos. We're going to go over the basics today. One of the first ones that you're ever going to be introduced to, and will be in every PLC that you ever work with, is the examine on and the examine off. You may also hear them called examine if closed and examine if open. Now, if you want to know the difference between the two of them, there is this help section right up here. And if you click on it, it will take you to a help section. So the first one that we're going to be using here is the examine on. In the help section, they also call it an XIC, examine if closed. This will explain it to you if you are having trouble understanding it. It's very helpful. It'll show you how it is, how it works, and give you some examples. So be sure to utilize the help section as much as possible. So the first one that I put in here is an examine on. Now, if you have an input, every line must have an output, and you can just simply drag and drop, set it here on the green dot, and it will shoot it over there. Now, there are a few other things when you're trying to put it in a specific location, and we'll cover those as much as possible. So right here, the examine on, or the examine if closed, we've put that in. So when this comes on, this will come on. Now, we created the tags right here, so we're going to utilize those tags. Go back to the main routine. Now, there's two ways that you can do this. You can just highlight right here on this question mark, and you can simply select it from the list. Or you can highlight the question mark and you can start typing it and it will put it in. So one of the first ones that I'm going to create here is a start switch and a latch. Now, we've discussed AND logic, OR logic, things like that. We're going to need some type of an OR logic right here. And we put that in there. The reason that we're going to put that in there is if I press this start button, I get this base bool, which is latch, which will then give me this latch input, and it will hold this on. Now, the problem with this is that if I hit the start button, this will come on, this will come on, and it will hold it on, but we can never get rid of it. So we want to add a stop button. Now, the stop button is wired normally closed out in the field, so it is always going to be on. So this would be on right here. My start button is always wired normally open. So when I press start and my stop button that is normally closed comes on, we will get the latch, and the latch will then seal itself on, going through the stop input right here and holding it on. And if I want to stop it, all I have to do is hit my real world device, which is my stop button, and that will stop it right here, causing this to go away and causing this to go away. This right here is a simple and or circuit that seals itself in. This is very common in about every program you're ever going to see. It's going to have some form of and or logic that latches itself or seals itself on. Next, once we have that, we are going to add a rung. And again, that's a simple drag and drop. And I'm going to add 2 because we're going to do 2 different things. We have a start button, we have a stop button, we have the latch. So once the latch comes on, we want it to turn on something. And one of the tags that we had created was a green light. So I'm going to grab an output. So when our latch comes on, our green light comes on. Now, if our stop button gets pressed or our start button has never been pressed, we want to indicate that it is not running or it is stopped. And you've seen that all of the rungs, they're red when the information is not in there. Once you get the correct information in there, not necessarily that it is going to work, but information that will work together. So just because you put something on a line of programming doesn't mean the line of programming is going to work the way you want it to. It just means that you got all the components that are required for the line of programming to work. Okay, so let's go through this again. I have my stop button, which is wired normally open, so this would not be on. I have my stop, which is wired normally closed, so this would be on. When I press the start and my stop is already on, I will get the latch. The latch will seal itself in, going through the stop input and holding this latch on so that I can release the start button. Now, if my latch comes on or is made, then I will get my green light. Therefore, if I press the stop button or I've never pressed the start button, then my latch is not made. And I will get my red light. So that is the basics of creating a program. Again, we're going to go through a lot of these different function instructions. We're going to go over timers, counters. We're going to do those in a bunch of different videos. And if you notice that the videos from the beginning of setting this up, creating tags, and creating the program has been a progression of the same program. And we're going to continue to do this so that you can continue to see how this progresses in what we build. That is the end of the video. Be sure to watch video number 4. We are going to download this and then we're going to start making changes. Thank you.